Did you know that hypertension and heart disease kill more blacks than anything else in America?
I didn't know that. I thought it was the police.
Well, the BET Awards were last night. Notably, they were very black. Oh, but can I say that? What with my whiteness and all? Well, too damn bad. Question, was this a celebration of black entertainment or an opportunity to complain about the plight of wealthy black actors and musicians? Curious, because I saw a lot of talent on that stage, but at the same time, a whole lot of victimhood. Oh, and police bashing, that too. Meet Grey's Anatomy actor Jesse Williams. He won the Humanitarian Award last night, which means the BET definition of humanitarian is someone who perpetuates a war on cops.
What we've been doing is looking at the data, and we know that police somehow manage to de-escalate, disarm, and not kill white people every day. So what's going to happen is we are going to have equal rights and justice in our own country, or we will restructure their function and ours. Yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television and then going home to make a sandwich.
Killing someone in broad daylight and then going home to make a sandwich? Are you kidding me, Jesse? Know what else is interesting, bud? Though the term unarmed black man may be literally accurate, it doesn't tell the whole story in most cases. In a number of cases, if the victim ended up being unarmed, it was certainly not for lack of trying. Grabbing an officer's gun or using other equipment to beat the police doesn't give you a free pass. Oh, but heaven forbid someone be critical of this movement.
If you have a critique for the resistance, for our resistance, then you better have an established record of critique of our oppression. If you have no interest in equal rights for black people, then do not make suggestions to those who do. Sit down.
Equal rights. Please tell me, Mr. Williams, what rights black people don't have? Also, white people, yeah, we do have a record of critique of your oppression. In fact, do you know how many of our ancestors fought in the Civil War to free your ancestors? Bloodiest war in the United States history was over what was right, and it was largely white people fighting it. In fact, it was white Southern Democrats who fought for, not against, slavery. Oh, but speaking of privilege, let's listen to this high-paid television actor tell us just how bad he has it.
We've been floating this country on credit for centuries, and we're done watching and waiting while this invention called whiteness uses and abuses us, burying black people out of sight and out of mind while extracting our culture, our dollars, our entertainment like oil, black gold, ghettoizing and demeaning our creations, then stealing them, gentrifying our genius, and then trying us on like costumes before discarding our bodies like rinds of strange fruit.
I'm sorry, Jesse, but I won't be apologizing for my whiteness, just as you don't need to apologize for your blackness. It's not white people working to divide America. It's you. You and Beyonce and Jada Pinkett Smith and Al Sharpton.
What?
First it was hands up, don't shoot. Then it was burning down buildings and looting drugstores, all the way to Oscars So White. And now even the Super Bowl halftime show has become a way to politicize and advance the notion that black lives matter more. This isn't about equality. This is about ramrodding an aggressive agenda down our throats and using fame and entertainment value to do so. Beyonce, really? What is the political message here? What is it they are trying to convey here? A salute to what? A group that used violence and intimidation to advance not racial equality, but an overthrow of white domination? The Black Panthers, for those who don't know, were critical of Martin Luther King's non-violent civil rights movement. They didn't believe in change through peace. They promoted violence instead. So congratulations, Beyonce. You made your statement. You should be proud of yourself.
The last thing Dr. King ever said to me, 5 days, as a matter of fact, before he was murdered, was he was at my home. We had just finished a strategy meeting on the Poor People's Campaign. And he seemed quite agitated after what we thought was a very successful gathering and discussion. And he said to me, I said, what's the matter, Martin? You seem very agitated. He said, well, I am. Because I've come upon a thought, but I don't know how to deal with it this moment. I said, well, what is it? He says, we fought long for integration. It looks like we're going to get it. I think we get the laws. He says, but I'm afraid that I've come upon something I don't know quite what to do with. I'm afraid that we're integrating into a burning house. And when we asked for further clarification, Andy Young was with me at that time, my wife, others. He said, America's lost whatever little moral vision it had. Its moral sense has run away from the nation. And a nation that is not governed by morality and moral principles is a nation that's headed for an abyss. And I think black people have been struggling to get into this system, maybe getting into a system that in the final analysis is a Sodom and Gomorrah, will not work. Because its selfish goals, its need for profit, its need for supremacy, its need to be the best, has clouded its moral vision. And with no moral vision, no nation can be healthy enough to lead its people anywhere except to destruction.
Beyonce didn't reference the Black Panthers to bring about some kind of positive change. She did it to get attention. Good for you. You made headlines. You, just like President Obama, Jada Pinkett Smith, Al Sharpton, and so many others, just can't let America heal. Keep ripping off the historical Band-Aid. Why be a cultural leader when you can play the victim, right? Your husband was a drug dealer. For 14 years, he sold crack cocaine. Talk about protecting black neighborhoods. Start at home.
Yesterday would have been young Tamir Rice's 14th birthday. So I don't want to hear any more about how far we've come when paid public servants can pull a drive-by on a 12-year-old playing alone in a park in broad daylight, killing him on television and then going home to make a sandwich.
Do you see yourself as a victim? If so, I feel sorry for you. For someone who wants equal rights, it sure sounds like you prefer special treatment. It sure sounds like you'd like a gold star at the end of the day just for being born. Get over yourself. You're not a humanitarian. You're not a unifier. You're not teaching black children to go forth and conquer. You're teaching them to feel sorry for themselves. Nice work, and how about you sit down? Those are my final thoughts. God bless, and take care.
What?
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That is the silliest thing I ever heard.
I'm surrounded by idiots!
I just think white America needs to stop putting forth this toxic idea that racism is over.
And the fact is, while we have this very comfortable colloquial debate about it, when the lights go out and I go out in the street and I get behind the wheel of my car, the most dangerous moment I ever have in my life is when a police officer pulls me over. Every black man in America knows that when that happens, there's actually a possibility his life may come to an end. And that shouldn't happen. It actually happened to me in Louisiana, dressed as I am, going to my uncle's funeral, 2 toddlers in the back. I just picked up my cousin from Chicago. 100 degrees on the road in Louisiana. I'm pulled over, and I sat there waiting for the cop to come. I have a habit of always taking my wallet out and putting it on the dash to make sure he doesn't think this is going for a gun. I sat there and sat there and sat there, and I realized he hadn't come. Air condition on, 100 degrees, and I look in the mirror and I see. That's all I heard. As I turned down the window, you hear, "Motherfucker, get out that car, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off." Now, he didn't have the training to say, "I'm gonna come up to the car." I had to tell these toddlers, "Be cool, everything's fine, Uncle Wendell's gonna get out the car, everyone don't move." I put my hands up, get the car, open the door from the outside. But I told the officer, "Why didn't you use your PA?" Simple, get in your car. "Well, why didn't you respond?" I said, "I had the windows up, it's 100 degrees and the air conditioner is on. I can't hear you." That's poor training that he didn't know that I wasn't going to be able to hear him in the car. He's going to fire. So it's that sort of incident that happens too often, all the time, that white America has to understand that Wendell Allen in New Orleans, Mr. Garner in Staten Island, Michael Brown in Ohio is a constant all over this country. And if we're going to sit here and pretend that we are post-racial, you have to realize that I can't afford for your belief or denial that my life isn't in danger.
Okay.
But listen, why don't you arrest some white drivers?
I do.
You do? Well, where are they? Look at all these niggas in here. Look around here. There's enough niggas in here to make a Tarzan movie.
Cops in Moore, Oklahoma beat a man to death even though he did absolutely nothing wrong. Now of a 400-pound man with asthma who died Thursday after police put him him in a chokehold.
The 18-year-old male victim had no weapon on him, and he had his hands up in the air, but was still shot by police multiple times.
NYPD officer pleading guilty to raping a school teacher at gunpoint in the Bronx.
I bet you snatch a chain off a nigga's neck, but you won't dare snatch a badge off that nigga's chest. And it's funny, cause if you put C in front of the word op, then you'll probably just figure out who's your biggest threat. In Long Island, they choked that poor man to death. In Missouri, Mike Brown caught one in the head. Couple days later, they shot another nigga 9 times and had the audacity to cuff him after he was dead. All that blood spilled, all them tears shed. All these young unfinished lives ended. If I committed murder, I'll get 25 to life. But if a cop commit murder, he only gets suspended. Fuck your uniform, fuck your badge, fuck your weapon. You're supposed to protect us, instead you want us to fear you. And practice on us all those lethal tactics that they teach you. Stop abusing your power, nigga. Me and you are equal. You bleed, I bleed too. You eat shit, I eat too. You got a family waiting for you at home, right? Nigga, me too. You having a bad day? Yeah, me too. When I'm having a bad day, I don't get to walk around and shoot people. Kids used to wanna be you, now they wanna beat you. You used to be the hero, now the hero turned evil. Start defending the law and stop defending your ego. Shit, they'll probably kill me if I ever release this video. And if so, Mr. Officer, just pray that the Lord forgives you. And forgive you for raping that teacher uptown by Inwood. And forgive you for shooting that kid that opened his door with a Wii remote in his hand that you fucking thought was a pistol. Mr. Commissioner, just tell your popo to chill. There's more of us than y'all, son, shit about to get real. If we start shooting back, we shooting to kill. There's a kid sharing this video to let you know how he feel. What the fuck makes us so different? Huh? What the fuck makes us so different? You commit crimes just like everybody else. You just do this shit with permission. You choke that poor man with permission. You raped that fucking girl with permission. You shot that man's dog with permission. You probably find me and kill me